Brian, where are we?
We're in Waukesha, Wisconsin in my hangar.
Oh, that's pretty cool. And what do we have behind us?
We've got our 700 Super, no, it's not a Superstar, you told me. We've got our Aerostar.
Got the Aerostar. So it's not a Superstar because it has the U2As.
U2As.
And that makes it a Super 700.
There we go.
This is going to its new owner, Todd Shackles, who's an airline guy and a Gulfstream pilot. And he does both. I don't know how he does that, but he does. So this is going to be his bird. So what we're doing is going through the pre-flight today. Brian's going to talk to us about the avionics that are in there because it's really well equipped. And then tomorrow morning I head out to Coeur, Idaho to take it to the factory, get the pre-buy inspection, and then Todd's going to do the 6850 gross weight increase and whatever else he can get done.
Some cool stuff.
Yeah. So some cool stuff. So we're going to hop inside here in a second, go through some of the avionics. I'm Eric Reese. I sell real estate for a living, but I fly and instruct in the Aerostar for fun. Join us on our travel and training adventures in the world's fastest light piston twin. Let's hop in the Aerostar. We got all 6 seats in here. That's cool. What's the interior? A year old or something like that?
A few years old, 3 years old. But the middle 2 were out after we picked it up.
And
flying with forward comfort.
All right, so let's take a look at what we got. We've got the ground power unit turned on. Yeah, this is one of the nicer ones I've seen. This is pretty good. So why don't we just kind of go through this and talk about what you've got and any idiosyncrasies along with the avionics.
Yeah, sure.
And then all the good stuff. So
so if we work our way from the left, we've got the standby, the L3 standby. This actually has the synthetic vision as well as its own magnetometer. So it's truly independent. I think there's a 4-hour battery backup to it. So everything else goes, ship battery goes. You've got your battery plus heading and again, synthetic vision all on that.
Now, when you set the barrel, do you have to set each one, all 3 of them individually?
You do individually, yep.
Okay.
So we set that here.
Yep.
One other nice thing I have is the ground clearance. So you can have the ship's power off, hit that, it'll power up just the 750. You can go ahead and get your clearance, find out if you're able to go, and then when you flip on the master, it'll cycle everything and start up as normal.
Perfect.
So we've got our 600 TXI here. With the obviously the PFD and the MFD that you can go full screen for the PFD or split screen.
Okay. Do you have the EIS in here too?
I do not have the EIS. What we have is still our analog gauges for all the engine, and then also a G4 twin for electronic or graphical engine monitor.
Okay.
But on the 600 TXI and the 750 XI, we do have radar, GWX70. Although right now it's there's a connection issue, so it's saying fault. Yeah, but it normally is working. We also have a storm scope for lightning. This has failed probably because we're not on. And then of course the regular weather.
Right.
FSB. So we've got that. Again, synthetic vision on here. For the PFD.
Okay.
On the 750 and the 650, both the XI or the upgraded versions, working great. It also has the 35C remote audio panel and the GTX 345 remote transponder for ADS-B in and out.
So you got 2 audio panels then?
I'm sorry, I said that wrong. This doesn't. This has the discrete audio panel, the 350C.
And it has the GTX 345 remote.
345 is remote. I said that wrong. And then it is the Bluetooth audio panel. And then we have our KFC 200 autopilot here.
Best legacy autopilot out there.
It works well.
Yeah.
And then, but what's going with that is we have I think it's called the GD.
I just looked it up. GCU,
yeah.
845 or 6?
485, I think is what it is. So this actually is tied to the GTX, the 600. So we can go ahead and do our GPS or heading mode through here. We can set our baro or standard. We can do our altitude pre-select through here, as well as our heading. You can can change our heading.
That sure beats in turbulence if you want to switch
oh,
from
if
heading.
you got to reach behind here and try to
Yeah.
enter something.
Or switch it from heading into GPS steering by touching the
Yes,
heading.
by touching. This is so much easier
Yeah.
to do here. So this is a huge saver.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, nose wheel steering we have. Mine's mounted here in the
Okay.
center. Our standard pressurization controls.
And all these good things. And while we're in here,
Yeah.
in mine, we're going to test these.
Okay.
When was the last time we did that?
It's been a while.
And when I'm teaching, I recommend people do that about once a month.
Okay.
Because invariably what will happen is, and you won't know that the valves have failed. It's a gate valve in line with the bleed air coming in. So and it'll take 10, 15 seconds sometimes for them to cycle.
Sure.
And you can barely hear them.
I hear both
But it's
of them.
kind of nice to know that they work. And then once they cycle and go closed, the yellow light will come on and say off. There's one. There's two.
Hey.
So we know those work.
Passed.
And why would I want to know that those work? Mainly because if I had an engine fire or something like that and I've got smoke, I want to turn. I don't want that coming in the cabin. Or if I had to shut an engine down, I want to shut them off so I don't have a big leak in the pressurization system. Because one engine will still keep it fairly well pressurized. All right, so that's pretty cool, and nothing weird about doing that. Let's see. You got spoilers.
We do have spoilers up here.
That's cool.
Can activate those.
Well, yeah, I'll go ahead and push. They'll pop them up.
Well, yeah, you still
Yeah,
have
they'll go.
hydraulic
You got
pressure.
plenty of
There we go.
hydraulic pressure.
Yep.
And can I see them from here? Yeah, I can. They're
Just
out there.
a little bit.
It's up. Go ahead and deflate them, if you will, or
There we go, slowly.
yeah, just a spring that pushes the hydraulic fluid out.
Sure.
And over here with the G5, we've also got to set the barrel on that as well.
Correct.
Now, is the autopilot tied to anything else other than the TXI? So you have no way to switch autopilot from, say, one device to the other?
It's the 750 that it's six. These two it's tied to,
Right.
but no, it does not take nav source from.
No, I was actually thinking of, let's say that you lose this. Now, with a normal setup, if you've got, the old KFC 200 and the KI 256, I think, the flight director portion of it, and the HSI, on some of those installations, like mine, where I have a Sandell digital HSI, I can actually switch the autopilot and run off of my secondary HSI.
Okay.
And it'll fly fine, and it'll do it seamlessly, which is really pretty cool.
Traffic on the.
That's pretty cool.
Someone came in for landing and you're getting it go right across.
Yeah, that is so cool. So it's kind of some cool stuff. So all this stuff is pretty basic. The nice thing about the Aerostars are that they're basically laid out the same way, and really, especially from here on over, they're pretty much the same. They did a nice job with the switches and the banks of switches. So you've got your main power, you've got heat basically, and then you got lights, and that kind of helps. And then you've made a couple of minor changes over here, and one of them is the, I think your hydraulic, let's see, I got to put my glasses on. It was something that was, the aux hydraulic armed, which is up here, is normally down here. The avionics master is over here, and right above.
Two for whatever reason they were in there as two originally.
Two originally. So, but this is your regular avionics master, right?
I use them both independently. I almost always use the top one, but I've been using them independently.
Okay.
I mean,
Because one of them that's down here normally is the, and we'll have to actually check this with the wiring, is the aux avionics master. Which, if you remember, the aux will tie the avionics bus directly to the main bus through a 15 amp breaker switch.
So that may have been preserved when we
Should have been. That's kind of a required item.
One other thing that we do have connected, which works really well, is the Garmin Intelligence, push to command or talk to command, I guess.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can say here, tune destination tower, boom, flip it into the standby, say outside air temperature, say ETA,
Can I say heading 060?
I wish you could. It's so close. I wish.
Oh, they're so close. All right. Anything unique about the G4?
So the G4, again, it's got your EGT, CHT for all 12 cylinders.
Okay.
But it also is kind of nice. It does display both TITs of each turbo.
Okay.
So the turbos on the left, 2 turbos, and 2 on the right. So you actually see all 4 turbo inlet temps, which is really nice.
That is nice.
And you got it does help for syncing up the engines. Nice digital display for your RPMs, manifold pressure, and gallons per hour. So you can get that
Dialed in.
nicely
pretty good.
dialed in. Yep.
All right, so there's a flow on my start. So I'll come across here and we'll flip the beacon on. I always have the navs on, nothing needed there. Nothing, that's lights off, fuel on. Can't hear it.
I heard it.
And the cross feed light is on, it's off. Pumps are off, mags are off, gears down. Test this light, both all greens are in. Across this side, on. Cross feed, on. Hydraulic valve is open. We got 24 volts. Breakers are all in. And we've got both of those are off. Test these guys, that's good. That's all off. Come up here. I can see all of those. That's your fire detector. That's not very loud. Clear right. Starting engine, so the doors closed, all 4 greens are there, except that these are backwards, but I know that the pins are locked. Radio master's on, autopilot master on, that's after starting. Fire warning test, I did that already. Fan and air conditioning is required, that's fine. Aux hydraulic is going to be armed, there it is. Right circuit breakers are all in, and the panels breakers are all in on the right side, and the radar is pulled because it's in op. Electric load bus voltage, check those. We got, it's looking good. Trim master, already did that. Trim set for takeoff, it is. Autopilot test and annunciator, so that's over here. So that's gonna bring that up. It's gonna beep 4 times. Let it go. Autopilot test, full test before flight. Autopilot slave, slave's in, we don't need to do anything there. Oh, this stuff is set up for my airplane, so I don't need it. Pause has been set, AIs are all erect. Altitude bug is set for 3,000, compass and HSI slave, cross check, so we got 265 there, 265 there. Yeah, I got 270 on that one. Set runway heading on number 1. It is on the heading bug. Before taxi, nav lights on, and they are. Transponder is set. Radios are set. Steering 4-corner check done. Brakes check done. Lights as required done. And then the before takeoff we'll do when we get out there. All right, I'm gonna bring up this thing so I know where the heck I'm going. So I'm going out to runway 10. All right.
Waukesha transmission, Quebec, 1445 Zulu weather. Wind 080 at 10. Visibility 10. Ceiling broken 1000. Broken 2700. Overcast 3400. Temperature 3, dew point 1, altimeter 3019. ILS runway 10, approach in use, landing, departing runway 10. Eyewitness information may be obtained on flight service frequency 122.65. Advise on initial contact you have information.
And 2 Echo Lima has Quebec now.
2 Echo Lima.
Hey, ground 2 Echo Lima, we'll need a couple minutes here to do our run-up.
Echo Lima, roger.
Okay, flight controls, that's up. Core locked 4 greens, mixture's full rich, props are full forward, prop sync is off, throttle's 1300. Or something close. Oh, that's tight. Yeah, we're going up to 21. Turbos are a little sticky. Okay, all the EGTs are rising a little bit. Nothing's dropping out, that's good. And we've got... That's good. Alright, Vito heat prop, let's cycle the boots real quick. They're working. Temperatures and pressures are all up, and we'll come back and recheck the checklist. Okay, boots have cycled, throttle's back to 1,000. We've done the mag check, that's all good. Tower pressure is checked, it was checked. Throttle's check idle, done. Flight director on and in heading mode it is. Toga button, put that. So we're 9 degrees up, trim set for takeoff, double check, it is. Pressurization and bleed air check, so bleed, pressure, normal dump, bleed, and the door seal's inflated. Mixtures are rich, props and manuals sink forward, yep. Fuel is on. Wing flaps are set for takeoff at 20, hydraulic pressure is checked, aux hydraulic is armed, it's a little different place than mine. Annunciator panel is all out. Nav waypoint 1 active and checked, it is. Go ahead and switch this back over to the map. And frequencies, we'll go to tower, and we'll put 2535 in here. 2535, enter. That is departure, so that's all set. Frequencies are set, and we are almost ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and turn the pitot heat on, strobes on, and one of the landing lights on, boost pumps on. And these boost pumps seem to be set up really well, so that's great. Waukesha Tower, Aerostar 702 Echo Lima is ready for takeoff IVR.
Aerostar 702 Echo Lima, Waukesha, roger, hold for release.
2 Echo Lima, hold for release.
Aerostar 702 Echo Lima, Waukesha, on departure, turn direct Dells. Runway 10, clear for takeoff.
Okay, on departure, 702 Echo Lima, direct Dells and clear for takeoff. Okay, exit green. $70, $80. Rotate.
contact, departure complete.
2 Lima, go departure. Walkie departure, Aerostar 702 Echo Lima 2560 for 3000.
So 702 Echo Lima, Milwaukee departure, ident and climb maintain 12, 12,000.
And 2 Echo Lima flash and 12,000.
Number 2 Echo Lima, radar contact mile north of the Waukesha Airport.
2 Echo Lima. Okay, gears up. Lights are on, flaps are up, fuel pumps are on, lights and ice is required. And pressurization is doing its thing.
For 702 Echo Lima, contact Chicago Center 133.3.
33.3 to Echo Lima. Chicago Center, Aerostar 702 Echo Lima, 6,400 for 12,000. As tops of all layers were at 6,000 feet clear above. Chicago Center, Aerostar 702 Echo Lima, how do you hear? Approach 2 Echo Lima, give me the frequency again for Chicago, they don't seem to be answering.
For 2 Echo Lima, 133.3.
Okay, that's what I've been trying.
Okay, give it a try again. If they don't answer, come back.
Will do.
Chicago, good morning. CBM 910 Echo Alpha 12.6, climbing 13,000, steering 180.
0 Echo Alpha, Chicago Center, welcoming, climbing 2, bubble 230, clear direct destination.
230 back on course, Echo Alpha 9.
And Chicago Center, we'll try it again. Aerostar 702 Echo Lima, 7,800 for 12,000 on course.
Lima, Chicago Center, welcome in. How do you hear me now?
Loud and clear now, and we had a top report for you at 6,000 feet clear above.
Lima, roger, thank you for that report. The Madison altimeter 3019er.
3019 for Madison, thank you. All right, it's beautiful out here.
Chicago Center, citation 878 Papa Romeo 240.
Hey, Papa Romeo checking on at 240.
That's affirmative.
All right, we're going to go ahead and shut the cameras off for now.
I'm just going to maintain 11,000
And
019er.
pick it back up when we get close to Bismarck. So we got a ways to go. Nothing really to see out here.
Well, you guys know the drill. If you like the video, please subscribe and press the like button to help me make more of them. I know it's been a while. And we'll pick up this video with the landing in Bismarck and the remaining trip to Coeur, Idaho.